Okay, so I just want to start out by saying, when it comes to this car and this kind of kit, I learned pretty quick that it's a lot of just figure it out and sort of, see what's going to work and what's not going to work, and you come up with a lot of ideas on your own, or a little bit of research for inspiration and stuff like that. Or in this case, I was looking at pictures of the actual WRC Impreza, going off that, and after they've been sold by ProDrive and like the Subaru team, and how privateers fix them up and stuff like that. Another thing I quickly noticed with this kit is how good the quality of the ABW kit is. I fitted it all in a night, and it was, the front bumper fitment was fairly close to how it is now. I don't think I had the rockers fitted, so I might have lied about that. When it came back, the rear quarters were sort of like cut and hanging on, and it was really sloppy from the shop I had it at. So I had to kind of fix that up, and I remember it took me one night to get it fairly close to lining up. I think I still played with it a little bit, but it was pretty close. And then the ABW kit also has the entire fiberglass rear door. So it's an entire rear door, rear quarter, rear bumper, skirts or rocker cover, front fenders, front bumper. I got these from a different company, but they make those as well. And then they also have a roof scoop available. Now they don't make the spoiler. I got the spoiler from RPG Carbon, and it's pretty decent quality. I paid almost $2,000 Canadian for it, and it's cracked up and it doesn't exactly fit perfectly, but it does look pretty good. And it hasn't broken. Like you can see there, it's lifted, and that's all the bolts are as tight as they can be. That's just how it sits. So yeah, I could use some adjustment as well, but I'll work on that in the future. But yeah, that's how it all came together, at least as far as the parts, the add-on parts, except for the side mirrors. I got those from Mike Pateris or MP Gymkhana on Instagram and YouTube, I believe. Yeah, that was pretty cool. I got those sent to me. I think those were off his old off his old setup before he took the wide body off and went with the true WRC raised arches. And I think he said he got new ones now too. They're probably a lot lighter. This piece actually came on the shell. Now I had this on my old SCI, but it was a fake replica and it was not made out of metal. So this one's like solid, nice and sharp. Used to have a sticker that said winter mode, I guess. But this one's great, Got it freshly painted when the car was done. Besides this, obviously. And yeah, it was actually a nice treat just to have on the shell when I picked it up. Really sharp looking. The most involved part of the kit, for obvious reasons, was the rear door, because you have to cut out along here on the stock body. So this is still metal, and then the panel actually extends over pretty much to this line, all the way down to here around the light. And then it actually, when you cut out your original shape, I left a little bit of extra metal, and you fold it flat and make another tab for this to actually basically sandwich with, and then you can screw them together and bond them when you're molding the kit on. And obviously here, where that's all metal welded up in along the body to go down to there and have the rocker mount. Now it's kind of chipped up. It actually chipped at the track day I went to. Well, this gets beat up, obviously, it's a wheel well. And then I just made these little plastic covers for the paint back here. I could extend them out and make them into mud flaps, stuff like that, but I just left them there for now. And in here now, you can see that, so this had to be slightly filled out to match the door contour, but this is how the ABW kit comes, and I believe it's all blended in, yeah, pretty well behind the seals. And it comes all the way down here. Now, I've seen this blended before, and you put the trims over it and you can have all this blended together, but I just haven't really done it yet because I kind of take these on and off a little bit. So I've just left it as it is now, and honestly, the rear door doesn't get open too much. But yeah, so this was the toughest section for sure, and this is the section that I started on and spent the most time on because I really wanted to get it right. Front fenders are kind of, you bolt them on, right? And but this is the biggest molding section. I want to make sure that it really kind of went together and worked.
And now, actually, it's nice. You can see that you can fit the door seal in here. And actually, the OE door seal still fits and works there. Now, these are just the stock lights that I had in my USDM 06 STI. You know, they're still in pretty good shape. I also have a set of the 04 STI rear lights with the mostly red and then the white up top, or clear rather. These I just got from 6 over Crest Rally Sport. I got a couple of them, so I have the set on the hood as well. This I made recently. It's just a piece of aluminum that I bent up and shaped up and just stuck it on there with some two-sided like 3M tape. Here's a good view on what the inside of the door looks like. So it's all fiberglass, like I said. And actually, when I got this car back from the body shop it was at, he had the doors mounted up, and you know, there's water pooled in the bottom there because it was sitting outside with no windows, getting rained in, stuff like that. It was getting pretty rusty, and obviously still have to deal with some of that. But yeah, quality of the ABW kit is just unbelievable. As far as the front bumper too, when I first mocked it up, I just kind of had a bolt or a zip tie or something just to kind of hold it there, see how it fit with the lights, that kind of stuff. And then when it came down to actually getting it mounted up, what I did was I used the stock holes in the bumper right here and on the other side matching, and I made 2 little brackets that weld onto the they weld onto your crash bar, and you can still bolt it on, you know, it all lines up. So you bolt the crash bar on, and then these bolts that are welded onto the brackets stick out through, and then they line up perfectly with these. So you just basically hang the front of the bumper on that first, and then you tighten those a bit, and then you can sort of wrap the sides around and align it all, because sadly the bumper has to flex a lot to go on, and the paint's cracked as well. I don't know if you can see. Yeah, it cracks just from flexing, which is, I mean, it's fine. The front bumper gets beat up anyhow, but I should get it wrapped someday. There we go. So it's kind of a little bit sloppy in some areas still. It's coming together. Sort of been dealing with engine and drivetrain issues this year. Just trying to get it sort of back to running reliably, and the original goal was to drive it to the track and then rip it and then be able to drive it back, and luckily it's done that once already. I don't want to push it, but you know, still dealing with little issues here and there. And you can see there how I also had to brace the front of this bumper off there. It's got little brackets that are welded onto the crash bar as well. So the whole crash bar is basically what's supporting the front of the front bumper, which is super nice. There's lots of room. Everything's kind of clean and open. I still have to get an air box built for there, and then hopefully I can reroute some of those coolant lines a little neater with brackets on the air box, but you know, one step at a time. I have a little feed there. It actually runs inside the bumper down and out to that little intake bit there, and that runs through the side. So it has a little bit of a cold air feed, and now I just have to get a box that can kind of contain that and then have it exit through there. Keep it separate from all the engine bay heat. Keys later. Where's my boy? Oh, there's Einstein. Oh, who's a good boy? Oh, oh yeah. There's my good boy. Oh, I missed him. I missed that good boy. Come on. Oh, he's a good boy. Oh, he's a good boy. Oh, mwah. He's a good boy. Oh, oh. Oh, he's a good boy. Oh, he's a good boy. Oh, I missed that.